judge. Really up close. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to this game. Welcome back to Doki Doki Lyrical. Let's get right back where we left off. You can use the skip button to fast forward through the text you've already read. Alright. With that, the two of us depart the club and we make our way home. The whole way, our minds wander back and forth between the four girls. Sayuri, Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in the literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright, I'll just need to make most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. Okay. It's time to write a poem. Pick words you think your favorite club member will like. Something might happen with whoever likes your poem the most. Okay. Let's see. Vanilla. I don't know. Let's just see. I mean, pink for dang sure. Fluffy. Oh, what's next? Friends. Yep. Misfortune, misery. God dang. Okay. Okay. I don't mind. I mean, yeah, anime. I would go with that too. Okay. Yes, me too. Okay, let's see this. Massacre. What? How about love? That sounds good. Fatalities. Crimson. I mean, I like that, but I don't know if that's really something to discuss. I mean, yeah, you know what? Anything goes in poems, you know? Whatever. Let's just do, vitality? Beauty? Death. Okay. Bunny. Yep. Excitement. I like that. Aura. Okay, it's weird, but okay. Flower. Fantasy. I mean, I like that too. Fire pay. Clumsy. A dream. Okay. Special. Okay. Marriage, I guess so. Ellie's last one, rainbow. Oh wait, that was second to last. Okay. Let's do games. Let's just stick with that. Let's see what we got here. Hi again. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This being a little strange for you, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back to the literature club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. Sayori told me you didn't even want to join any clubs this year. And last year, too. I don't know if you plan just to come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. You know, I've kind of gotten in that position too, where I like try to say one thing and I end up saying another thing. It's like I misspeak like that. Manga is literature. Yeah, it is. I have to agree. Swiftly defeated Natsuki plops back into their seat. Don't worry, guys. Always gives his best as long as he's out. He helps me with busy work even without me asking. Like cooking, cleaning my room. How dependable. Sayori, that's because your room is so messy, it's distracting. And you almost set your house on fire once. Is that so? You two are really good friends, aren't you? I might be a little jealous. How come? Can we become good friends too? Sayori. As usual, Sayori seems oblivious to the weird situation she just put me into. Oh, Yuri even brought you something today, you know. Wait, Sayori. Me? Not really. Don't be shy. It's really nothing. What is it? Never mind. Sayori may sound like a big deal when it's really not. What do I do? I'm sorry, Yuri. I wasn't thinking. So that means it's up to me to rescue the situation. Hey, don't worry about it. First of all, I wasn't expecting anything in the first place, so any nice gestures from you is a pleasant surprise. It'll make me happy no matter what. Is that so? Yeah, I won't make it a big deal if you don't want it to be. Alright, well here. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's short reads, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you want. This is... How's this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I like, despite me not reading much. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I'll look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Sayori and Monika are having a cheerful conversation in the corner. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around the closet. Ugh. I hear Natsuki uttering an exasperated sigh from within the closet. I need some time to read this. She seemed to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand. You're looking for something there? Freaking Monika. She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point of keeping your collection organized if someone else is just gonna mess it up? Hey, that's a good point. Like, I'm always scared people are going to mess up my stuff. Mess up my minifigure collection, Like I'm always weird somebody's going to mess it up. So, and I have no idea what to do with it because I don't have a safe place to put it, a more secure place for it. Natsuki slides a bunch of stacking books and boxes around the shelf. Manga. You read manga? Alright. Sometimes. Manga is one of those few things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands. How'd you know, anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face. What's that supposed to mean? I see. There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. Curious, I pull it out of the stack. There it is. Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns it to a box of manga and slips the volume into right in the middle of the rest. Much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feel. Get a closer look at the box she's admiring. Perfect Girls? It's a series I've never heard in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible. I think it is out of your demographic. If you're gonna judge, you can do it through the glass on that door. She points to the classroom door. Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing. Consider this a lesson for straight literature club. Don't judge a book by its cover. In fact, Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Perfect Girls from the box. I'm going to show you exactly why. She shoves the book right into my hand. I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly Don't just stand there. What? Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall beneath the windowsills. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there. Wouldn't care to be more comfortable? I take my seat. Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Why is that? I guess it's easy just to be close together like this. Don't just say that. You'll either make me feel weird about it. Natsuki crosses her arms and scooches an inch away from me. Sorry. I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's particularly a bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I would notice. I could feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am. Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? You don't go back and flip to the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometime after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention? I am, but nothing's really happening yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice of life affair. I kinda grew out of these since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot. So, what should I expect from this? Is there going to be a plot? Well, obviously. You think I would enjoy something that didn't have a plot? I mean, well, I guess you know what you're saying. A lot of the beginning is about simple things. Like there's a really funny chapter where they're obsessed with the guy at the ice cream shop. That just helps you get to know the characters. And besides, it's still entertaining. But later on, there's all kinds of drama. Like when they get all in their backstories and when some of the romance starts to happen. That's really what makes it so good. There are so many touching parts. Is that so? It sounds like you really know what you're talking about. I underestimate you. Hey, wait. What's that supposed to mean? Natsuki gives me a little shove. I just meant that I haven't seen you at full power. Good say. This chapter seems like it's about baking. This is just a guess, but there's a lot of baking in this manga. Well, Natsuki paused for a moment as if she didn't want to admit something. Yeah. Why does that matter? It doesn't. I was just curious. Since you enjoy baking too, right? That's just a coincidence. I just happened to get into baking around the same time I got into manga. Like, I would ever get into anything because it's in a manga. I feel bad for anyone that's impressionable. Definitely not a coincidence. I guess that explains Natsuki's interest in baking. Still, all the hobbies to pick from a manga, that's definitely one of the better ones. Not to mention she's really good at it, so who am I to judge? Okay, we're really up close. We read on for a few more minutes. I've finished a couple of chapters at this point. Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not. Even though you're just watching me read? Well, I'm fine with that, if you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez. Ass. I could never get my friends to read this. They just think manga is for kids. Well, not all the time. I can't even bring it up without them being all like, you still have grown out that yet? Makes me want to punch them in the face. I know those kinds of people. Yeah, like the kinds who judge you. Just the most basic stuff. Honestly, it takes out a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitate toward the other old losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Yeah, it's pretty accurate. Wait, which part? I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it up in my own room. I don't even know what my dad would do if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monaco was kind of a jerk about him. I just can't win, can I? Well, it's paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am, reading it. Well, it's not like that solves any of my problems. Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So? Jesus, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what? Yeah. I flipped the page. Suddenly, Natsuki started laughing. I totally forgot that happens. Natsuki pulled her finger towards one of the panels. Yuri is my favorite character. You always feel a bit bad for her since she's so unlucky. But it gets especially bad when... I shouldn't be talking about that yet. Yeah, no spoilers. Spoiler warnings like No Way Home, you know? No spoilers. Just finish this chapter. Natsuki's voice sparkles with excitement. It's a stark contrast to her usual bossy tone. But if she's not used to sharing her favorite manga with her friends, I can understand why. It's hard to express in words the feeling you get when connecting with someone like that. And being able to provide that to Natsuki, from whom it's a rare experience, the thought of making me smile a little to myself. Okay, everyone. Are you all ready with today's poem? Oh, come on. Could your time be any worse? Sorry. I just need to make sure we had enough time. The thought, though you do look pretty cozy over there. Natsuki suddenly notices how close she's got to me. She hastily slides herself a good 12 inches away from me. Alright, guess I'll stop here for now. I close the book and hand towards Natsuki. You're just giving it back? Don't you want to know what happens? Yeah, but like I just said, don't be dumb. Just take it home with you. Is that really alright? I say that mostly because I really didn't plan on using my spare time to read this. Well, of course, it would take forever to finish if you did take it home. Just finish that one before tomorrow so we can start the next one. And if it gets bent, I'll kill you. By tomorrow? I only got part of the way through the volume so far. I might fall behind on some shows if I try to get through these. But I suppose that's a necessary sacrifice in exchange for seeing Natsuki's enthusiastic face. Or am I more scared of what will happen if I don't finish it? Alright then. I stand up. I return to where I put my stuff and carefully slip the book into my bag. By the way, did you remember to write a poem last night? Yeah. My relaxation ends. I can't believe I agreed to do something so embarrassing. I couldn't really find much inspiration since I've never really done this before. Well, now that everyone's ready, why don't you find someone to share with? I can't wait. Sayori and Monica enthusiastically pull out their poems. Sayori is on a wrinkled sheet of loose-leaf toy from a spiral notebook. On the other hand, Monica wrote hers in a composition notebook. At least Monica's got the better equipment. I can already see Monica's pristine handwriting from where I sit. Natsuki and Yuri reluctantly comply as well, reaching into their bags. I do the same myself. Who should I show my poem to first? Sayori. I'm definitely most comfortable sharing with Sayori first. She's my good friend after all. This is a good poem. Are you sure it's your first time? Of course. It's not that good. Am I the kind of guy who'd be writing poems in his spare time? I guess you're right. But that's why it impressed me. Well, to be honest, I was afraid you wouldn't do it seriously, or that you wouldn't write one at all. I'm really just happy that you wrote one. It just reminds me of how you're really part of the club now. Not to mention the fact that I'm standing in front of you in the club room. Well, of course. I'm not really into it yet, but that doesn't mean I'll break my promise. See? It's like I said before. Deep down, you're not selfish at all, you know? Trying new things like this for other people, that's something that only really good people do. Thanks, Sayori. I'm not sure if Sayori sees the full picture of my motive here. Then again, I can't deny that she's a part of the reason I joined. Knowing how much this means to her and all. Yeah, and I'm gonna make sure you have lots of fun here, okay? That'll be my way of thanking you. Alright, I'm going to hold you to that then. Yay. Now you read my poem too, right? Don't worry, I'm really bad at this. We'll see about that. Dear sunshine, the way you glow through my blinds in the morning makes me feel like you miss me. Kiss my forehead to help me out of bed and make me rub the sleep from my eyes. Well, not all poems rhyme, but are you asking me to come out and play? Are you trusting me to wish away a raining day? I look above, the sky is blue as a secret, but I trust you too. But if it wasn't for you, I could sleep forever. But I'm not mad. I want breakfast. Sayori, this is just a guess, but did you wait until this morning to write this? No. Just a little bit. You can't answer just a little bit to a yes or no question. Actually, you can. Actually, I forgot to do it last night. Well, at least that makes me feel a little better about myself. Don't be mean. I'm still trying my best. Yeah. I didn't mean to say that it was a bad poem. It came out nice, or how should I put it? It sounded just like you. Really? Yeah. Especially that last line. I made eggs and toast. Even though you were late to school? It's bad to skip breakfast. I get all cranky. Well, I guess there's no point in arguing. Anyway, thanks for showing me. It was so much fun. Monica's the best. Yeah. The next time I won't forget. And I'm gonna write the best poem ever. Well, I guess I look forward to it. I'll show my poem to next. Natsuki? I guess so. Let's just see that. Okay, well, let's start with things I don't like. First off, Natsuki rereads my poem. Never mind, don't feel like giving out you my opinion. Then what's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. In fact, remember how it said I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when writing this. I wanted to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours, like Monica said. Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poems if yours was really bad. You were supposed to show me some dumb poem and make me go, ha, well, it's not that great. Let me show you what real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. So I hope you're happy. So in other words, you're saying you liked it? Yasuki's retort gets caught in his throat. You don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that. You don't have to go announcing it to the world like you're all self-important. Pretty sure you never actually said that. I say it mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she locks me home. In any case, you still need to show me yours, right? Fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek. Cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. What? Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just to be honest, I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like it when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem, seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. The other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I said for a rhyme at the end, then I think it fall flat on purpose. Yeah, I kind of try that when I try to make things flowing or rhyming or whatever. I kind of just screw it up in the end. It's kind of... It helps bring out the feeling of the last line. So you did, I guess, more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. You didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, that I won't take that away from her. Okay, next is Yuri. Yuri stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time to finish reading. Oh! Sorry, I forgot to start speaking. It's fine, don't force yourself. I just need to put my thought into words. Hold on. Okay, this is your first time writing a poem, right? Yeah. Why do you ask? I'm just making sure. I'm guessing that I might be after reading through. So that it's that bad. No! Did I just raise my voice? So sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes and we really haven't gone anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people. It's fine, I really didn't notice. What were you saying? Right. It's just there's specifically written habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on it. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate, whatever. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finishes her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her staring is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with new practice. And learn by example and try new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem, though? Please do. I love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily as that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Ghosts under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining street light to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue in the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The life flickers. I flicker back. Okay, it makes sense, but... Okay. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. I mean, it's hard. It's hard to read cursive. I'm still trying to get better at my cursive, but you know. It took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. Neither do I. I mean, I don't really write script. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. Wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about ghosts at all. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance at it after all. But remember that poet often expresses their own thoughts, feelings, expresses in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things, too. Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying. I'm counting on you. Okay, last we've got Monica. Let's see what she had. I had a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever had any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things you can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid of bringing things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much more better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Yeah, it's the same thing, you know? Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I'll have to. Don't worry, we're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But if that's sort of a barrier, we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, it's true. I hand Monica my poem. I like it. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Oh jeez. No, it kind of makes me think of something Natsuki would write, and she's a good writer too, so I'll take that as a compliment. If you say so. Yep. By any chance you ever read anything by Shel Silverstein? Maybe a long time ago. He's famous for telling all kinds of stories in just a few simple words. His poems can be funny, endearing, or even sad, and sometimes they're only a few lines long. You might even feel like they're written for kids, but if you think about them, they can express views of the world that would apply to anybody. I see. So you're saying that Natsuki is kind of like that? Sort of. Maybe she's not an expert, but you probably won't find much filler in her poem. But they might be easy to write, but they're super challenging to get the meaning through. So I can see why you're kind of poor to explore. I'm sure I'll end up trying different things a lot. It could take a while before I feel comfortable doing this. That's okay. I'd love to see you try new things. That's the best way to find the kind of style that suits you. Everyone else might be a bit biased towards their own kind of styles, but I'll always help you find what suits you the most. So don't force yourself to write the way everyone else wants you to write. It's not like you have to worry about impressing them or anything. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone that claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always have to feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in the wall. There's this long one. Okay. It couldn't have been me. See, the direction the spackle protrudes. A noisy neighbor, an angry boyfriend. I'll never know I wasn't home. I peer inside for a clue. No, I can't see. I real blind like a film left out in the sun. But it's too late. My retina's always scorched with a permanent copy of the meaningless image. It's just a little hole. It wasn't too bright. It was too deep, stretching forever into everything. A hole of infinite choices. I realized now I wasn't looking in. I was looking out. And on the other side, I was looking in. Why can't I skip this with it? So what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, the kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be very powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. Like, I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. You try so hard on making it perfect, and you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Okay. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they are just being nice. There's no way my poems could stay up to theirs. This is a literature club after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Sayori and Monaco are happily chatting. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheet of papers, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration, meanwhile Yuri smiles sadly. What is with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you just completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. It just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it, which people did, by the way. Sayori liked it, and too. So based on that, I gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. And poem 2, He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh? I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous. He appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go on my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Is everyone okay? Well, you know what? I wasn't the only one who magically grew in his size bigger as soon as he started showing up. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. I don't like fighting guys. Suddenly, both girls turned towards me as they just noticed I was standing there. She's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. If she could get over herself, then I learned to appreciate that simple writing is more effective. And this wouldn't have happened in the first place. What's the point of making your poems all convoluted for no reason? The meaning should jump out as the reader, not forcing to have to figure it out. I'm explaining that to her. Wait, there's a reason we have so many deep and expressive words in our language. It's the only way to convey complex feelings and meaning the most effectively. Avoiding them is not only unnecessarily limiting yourself, it's also a waste. You understand that, right? Well, how did I get dragged to this in the first place? It's not like I know everything about writing, but whomever I agree with, they'll probably think more highly of me. Is this going to be Natsuki? You're right that I liked your poem. See? Wait. That's not an excuse for you to be so mean. You shouldn't pick a fight just because someone's opinion is different. That's not what happened at all. Yuri wouldn't even take my poems seriously. I understand. Yuri, you're a seriously talented writer. It's no secret I was impressed. Well, And here's the thing, no matter how simple or refined someone's writing style is, they're still putting feelings into it and it becomes something really personal. That's why Natsuki feels threatened when you said her poem was cute. I see. I didn't notice. I'm sorry. But Natsuki, you took it way too far. Yuri means well, as you just told her how you felt. Then this wouldn't have happened in the first place. Are you kidding? That's exactly what I did. It was her that Natsuki, I think that's enough. You both said some things you didn't mean. Yuri apologized, don't you think you should too? Natsuki clenches her fists. In the end, nobody has taken her side. She's trapped at this point, being defiant only because she can't handle the pressure. I end up even feeling bad for her. Sometimes when I'm hurt, it helps to take a walk and clear my head. Sayori, she doesn't need to, you know what? I'm going to do that. It'll spare me from having to look at all your faces right now. Without warning, Natsuki snatches her own poem from the desk and storms out. She crumbles up the poem with her hands and throws it in the trash. Natsuki, she really didn't need to do that. I look across the room. Yuri has her chin buried in her hands as she stares down at the desk. I gingerly approach her and sit in an adjacent chair. Everything alright? I'm so embarrassed. I can't believe I acted like that. You probably hate me. No, Yuri. How could anyone not have gotten frustrated after being treated like that? You handled it as well as anyone could. I don't think any less of you. Well, alright, I believe you. Thanks, you're too kind. I'm thankful to have you part of this club now. It's nothing. One more thing. And that one thing Natsuki said about, I would never do anything so shameful. So, what thing did Natsuki say? Well, never mind that. I'm going to make some tea. Good idea. Big enough for more than one person, okay? Yeah. Okay, everyone. It's just about time for us to leave. How did you all feel about sharing poems? It was a lot of fun. I'd say it was worth it. It was alright, well, mostly. Yeah, I say the same. It was a neat thing to talk about with everyone. Awesome. In that case, we'll do the same thing tomorrow. And maybe learn something from your friends, too. So your poems will turn out even better. I think to myself, I did learn a little more about the kinds of poems everyone likes. With any luck, that means I can at least do a better job impressing those I want to impress. I nod to myself with newfound determination. Ready to walk home? Sure, let's go. Sayori beams at me. It truly has become a while since Sayori and I have spent this much time together. I can't really say I'm not enjoying it either. Okay, let's save. Okay, we're good. Let's kick it off right here. Well, guys, that's it for right now. It's starting to get really interesting. Hey, let me know in the comment section about your thoughts on this video. Subscribe to the channel. Click around the next subscribe button so I want to see more content. And I'll see you guys next time in more Doki Doki Literature Club.